When it comes to photography editing apps, Snapseed is definitely one to go to. Not only does it have a great set of tools, but also it's free. In this video, I'm going to talk about the Tune Image tool and the Develop tool for Snapseed. Let's start with the basics. How's it going, everybody? Phoebus Byron here, the Leisure Geek, and welcome to my channel. And in this channel, I like to give quick tips, quick tricks, and even some tutorials for new photographers and busy photography enthusiasts. Some of these tutorials, tips, and tricks will be either, basically tutorials, really straightforward tips and tricks, or even some tips through examples from my personal life, interests, and even some of my hobbies. So in this video, let's start with the basics for Snapseed. So for this quick tutorial, I'm going to talk about the Tune Image tool and the Develop tool for Snapseed. Basically, these tools are your starting point for your photos. Use this to create your foundation, again, your starting point, pretty much your framework of your photo prior to making more adjustments and more tweaks for your photo and to get it to your liking. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first let me show you how the Snapseed app will react based on the file type of your image. If you open an image that is in a RAW format, Snapseed will open your image automatically in the Develop tool. You will notice Snapseed prepare the photo and the word Develop will pop up momentarily in the center of the screen. After the photo does open, a set of icons at the bottom of the screen are also available. I will discuss those later. Also note that this area is the menu bar and will change based on the toolset you decide to choose. Let me close out the menu set for the Develop tool by pressing the X at the bottom left, and then two menu sets show up. The lower menu bar shows Looks, Tools, and Export, and above that, a set of presets are also available for you. I won't discuss this here, but feel free to try them out. I will select Tools and now look at the many tools available on Snapseed. The one extra tool that is only available for a RAW file is at the top left, which is the tool we just closed, and it is the Develop tool. When opening the image, a JPEG format or similar, Snapseed brings you directly to the main menu set and available presets. I will click on Tools and you see the same available tools, except for the Develop tool. The first tool on the top left now is the Tune Image tool. Okay, so now we know how Snapseed will open up either a JPEG file or a RAW file. Check to see what your camera can take and save the file as. Check to see if it saves it as a JPEG file or a RAW file. Either way, if you don't know the difference, really simply put, RAW files take a lot more information, saves a lot more detail in the photo versus a JPEG, which there's going to be a little bit less information and a little bit less detail in the photo. All right, so let's get started with the Tune Image tool. Here I have opened a JPEG image. I will click on Tools and then choose Tune Image at the top left. The top of the screen shows the current edit menu option, and in this case, it's brightness. In the main menu, you will also have the following icons, and starting from left to right, you have the X icon. This will close out the Tune Image tool without saving any changes. An edit menu icon basically will take you to the options for the Tune Image tools. A sort of wand tool, and it's basically auto adjust. Snapseed will auto adjust the image using the Tune Image tools that are actually available. And then finally, you have the check mark, And when you are done with your adjustments, tap on the check mark to save your edits. So now let's get into the details of the edit menu for Tune Image. As you can see here, you see the options. The first one is brightness. Here you can lighten or darken the entire image. Pretty simple. You also have contrast. This is to increase or decrease the overall contrast of the image. Increasing the contrast makes the dark parts of the images darker and the lighter parts lighter. So I like to add a little contrast just to give the image a little punch. Decreasing the contrast makes the dark parts lighter and also the lighter parts darker. So the image will actually look pretty flat. The next one you have is saturation. This makes the colors more saturated or desaturated in the image. Increasing the saturation will saturate the color and make the colors a deeper color and more vibrant, whereas decreasing the saturation will desaturate and remove color or actually goes towards a gray scale. So it's, again, desaturated. The next option you have is called Ambiance. It almost works similar to contrast, but a little bit more nuanced. According to Snapseed, this is a twist on contrast and helps adjust the balance of light in the image. What I have observed is that by increasing ambiance lightens the dark parts of the image and will add a little saturation to the colors that are brighter or more vibrant. Decreasing ambiance actually darkens the dark parts of the image and also again adds a little saturation to the most vibrant colors within the image. Try this option on your image. Make subtle changes. If it doesn't work for your image, it's not a problem. There are many more tools in Snapseed to help you get your image to your liking. The next one is highlights. What this does is lightens or darkens the lighter areas, or which they call highlights, of the entire image. And then there's the other side of that, which is shadows. And in shadows, you actually lighten or darken the darker areas, which are the shadows, for the entire image. The last option is called warmth. And this one, you are adjusting the entire image to be either in a warmer or cooler color tone. Note that you can also get to the edit menu by swiping on your screen vertically. And once you have the option selected, you can adjust the tool by swiping horizontally. So that is the Tune Image tool. Personally, if you are opening up a file that's of a JPEG type file for your photo, use this tool as basically your baseline, your starting point, your foundation for your photo prior to making any other tweaks or enhancements to get that photo to your liking. But speaking of baseline and foundation, when it comes to raw files, it's all about the Develop tool in Snapseed. When you look at the Develop tool, you'll also notice that, and if you work with other types of photo editing applications, that this tool has the, you can say, most similar tools used by, you can say, semi-pro, even professional photographers. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the Develop tool for Snapseed. So here we are in Develop. In the main menu below, you will have the following icons, starting from left to right. X, this will close out the Develop tool without saving any changes. Edit menu, which takes you to the options for the Develop tool. You have white balance, and this will adjust the color balance of your image. I will discuss this in another video, but you will also have the option to try it for yourself, or there's actually a couple of color adjustments in the edit menu, and I'll talk about this in a little bit. And then finally, you have your check mark. When you're done with your adjustments, tap on the check mark to save your edits. So now let's get into the details of the edit menu for Develop. Here we have the options available. We have first exposure. Exposure basically lightens or darkens the entire image. Pretty easy. You then have highlights. highlights, lightens or darkens the brightest areas, which are highlights, of the entire image. You then have shadows. This one, you are going to lighten or darken the darkest areas or the shadowy areas of the image. You then have contrast. Again, increasing or decreasing the overall contrast of your image. By increasing the contrast, you're going to make the dark parts of the image darker and the lighter parts lighter. And again, I also like to add a little contrast just to give the image a little bit of a punch. Decreasing the contrast makes the dark parts lighter and the lighter parts darker. And you'll see it will actually make the image look pretty flat. You then have structure. This will provide more details in the image and bring out some of the textures, especially textures that are on the objects in the image. You then have the next option, which is saturation. This makes the colors more saturated or desaturated in the image. By increasing the saturation, you will saturate the colors and make the colors a deeper color and more vibrant. And the opposite, obviously, is if you decrease the saturation, you're going to desaturate and remove color towards or to a grayscale. The next option you have is temperature. Temperature, you are going to adjust the image, the entire image, to be in a warmer yellow or a cooler blue color tone. And then finally, you also have tint. And with tint, you're going to adjust the entire image to be in a green or magenta color tone. All right, so that is the develop tool. When you're opening up a raw file image, this is basically a great tool to set up your baseline, your foundation of your photo prior to making any other tweaks, edits to get that photo to your liking. All right, so now that we've talked about the Tune Image tool and Develop tool, here is a quick example from me using the Tune Image tool. Here's a quick before and after. And now here's an image using the Develop tool, a before and after. All right, so there you have it, the Tune Image tool and Develop tool for Snapseed. As I've said before, and I'm going to say it over and over again, use these tools as a baseline for your photos. Create your, you can say, foundation, your framework, prior to adding more tweaks and adjustments to your photo. Snapseed has a variety of other tools, so try them out, add them onto your base photo, and yeah, let me know how it works out for all of you. And yeah, keep working with those tools and try them out. But again, start with your baseline, create your foundation, and go from there. All right, so thank you for watching. If you like the content and the information and this quick tip, trick, tutorial, please hit the like button down below. Also, if you want to get caught up on other videos that I do put up, there's also the subscribe button. But if you want to go further and get notified on all the videos I put up, well, there's also the notification bell. Anyway, everyone, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I guess I'll catch you on the next video. Take care, and we'll see you next time.